Hey everyone, Yōkai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 19th episode of Spy Family. So, let's jump on in, see what our Spy Family is up to. So, 3, 2, 1, play. Slightly move that, okay. I have a cat on my lap currently, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. And of course, whenever I look that way, I'm looking at my second monitor. It is so nice that we have a dog, finally, in the show. It's not a true family unit without a family pet. And unlike cats, dogs don't knock your stuff over and jump on top of your computer on a daily basis. Churn off your computer with his paw multiple times. Yeah, don't snuggle up to me like you don't do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm always too early when I try to do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we're into the show. Sometime last month. So are we gonna see the hiring of the one guy? It looks like it. Somebody's eavesdropping. You might not have to. A revenge plot against Desmond. Yeah, it definitely helps your mental state a little bit. My sweet. Yeah, it's an important mission, so I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean, expectations for her is not that high anymore. Really, showing us your fighting style as you kick up dust everywhere. That's just Desmond's style to spread filth everywhere. Gotcha. It definitely is Kusagaki confirmed. Only because you had the mission going on, so... Stop licking my arm, please. You can't take back the Kusagaki now. So, is he gonna pick a fight? The Desmond boy? Assassination attempt over here. George. Is he? I don't recognize him. But the Keikaku's supposed to Dory. Hire an amazing spy with it. No wonder we got such a shitty spy. 3 months allowance as a pay. It's not gonna get you a quality spy. So yeah, that all explains that. Don't be spreading rumors about Anya. I mean, he does look pretty unpleasant. He's got something going on with that forehead. I don't know how to describe it. What did you pretend to drop? Okay. You guys trying to frame him? Really? Yeah, it's not mine. Really? That was not a strong enough hit to do that, you over-dramatic. Yeah, that's totally what happened. Anya's punch was way better back in the day. Is she gonna come to his aid? Yeah, they're both yes men. You can't trust them. I'm glad he at least knows that, but Anya's a different story. She did see everything. There you go. I mean, she can't read minds, so. She also punched him. And that was kind of the same thing, but. Just saying, she knows a punch on Damien. Anya was so cool. Well, he just fell in love all over again. as did she. Can't forget that. I mean, you clearly appreciate it. Your face is very telling. Huh? Yeah, he's gonna be a little bit mad at you. That's not my problem. Settle down. Was not the best plan ever, but I guess you had to try something. Yeah, you can't really blame the child for the overall company. What it does, what it doesn't do. He's like, what, 9 or something? Oh no, a character we just met this episode leaving. How horrible. He is a very privileged child. That reminded me of a certain anime's title. No need to make a mess, man. That's really petty. Like, he's not very likable at all. Like, I almost felt a little bad for him up until the point he started to make a mess. Then it went out the window. Not to, not to mention he's just overly dramatic in general. Okay, this is gonna be a thing this episode, isn't it? Look, Anya and Becky back there, their face. I mean, it's kind of similar to everyone's face, but looks especially good on him. Are you happy yet, Flathead? Excuse making. I would not indulge him this much, anywhere near this much. Would you just shut up? Nobody would watch you. It's been a while since I've seen such a blatant attempt at creating a pity party. It's something to behold. You deserve a smack upside the head. You can give me a POV shot of tears coming out. I still don't care about this kid. No. I had more than enough Wagamama from you for one day. Okay, Becky. Maji. He's just dancing. What the heck is happening right now? This is pretty funny. I have to admit. Also, Becky has a lovely singing voice as expected. Stupid dancing, it gets me. That scene was funny enough that I forgive all the other selfishness indulgement we did. Sell them on eBay. Buy yourself a sandwich. Thank you, Anya. You will treasure it. But yeah, once it started to get over the top, it started to become really funny. And he's dead. Is that what happened? Is there any embellishing to that story? Yeah, I had a feeling it was overblown. You're trying to make it sound like he was on the streets and everything, but... That's what happens when a small child tries to understand some complicated grown-up matter. It makes a decision based off of it. There's a reason why 7-year-olds don't run companies. Nobody ever said that. You pretty much just jumped all those conclusions yourself. It's gonna be an awkward next day at school, I'll tell you that. Yeah, the humiliation's real. I think someone's gonna want his school supplies back. It's... yeah. I want my song back too. Yeah, overall, that scene was definitely worth it. I almost want to pause the video and just talk about that more, but I don't do that because of my reaction style. If I pause, everybody else will have to pause at the same time and restart at the same time to sync up if they're doing that. Yeah, I really can't let that happen. This cat is still on my lap, just licking himself. Is it going to be a nice, chill, relaxing day? Maybe just watch some Netflix while you chill? Doggy! Yeah, he's still here. Anya's room? I guess she's whispering when nobody's here. Did she forget something? Well, yeah, obviously. What did she forget? Would he say that? It seems like a bit of an overreaction. Okay, the link with Anya on a tricycle. It's too good. Cat licked himself so much I don't even want to pet him because he's so damp. So much for relaxing. So did they ever say what you actually forgot? Is that gonna fall? I want to dodge that. I'm sure she will. She's a skilled assassin. I mean, it's nowhere near her, is it? Oh, she's okay. She's not just dodging; she's helping. Gotcha. Wow. That. Okay, we're going full parkour. Let's go. You even got the music going. Oh damn. I feel like we just shifted genres a little bit. This is gonna be fun. Just this whole sequence. She takes the scenic route, the shortcut to the school. No, I was hoping that would last longer. Are we gonna be more sneaky? And it's especially about sneaking into a school, you know. Spider Mom. Self-study. Are they gonna think she's the ghost? That's very specific. Spider Woman actually reminds me of a certain Alice game. There we go. The Spider Woman. Could you imagine just looking out the window and seeing that? It's probably just traumatized that child. Man, could you imagine having, Yor as your teacher? One at a time, please. Maybe we could hide inside the sheep's wool. Yeah, didn't they stampede? I don't think we've seen that much since then. But that was a cool episode. Does not want to get near her. Oh no. Oh, you pissed off the pig. We can have another stampede. And make a good distraction. Look what you did, Yor. No. Anya just forgot something. There's Becky and Anya. She's right there. You don't look very hard. Oh, there we go. Finally. That was cute, though. I love yours so much. Oh. Well, apparently it was not forgotten. It just wasn't needed. Oh well. I guess it's fine in the end. I mean, nobody got in trouble. This is why phones and texting comes in handy. You'd be like, hey, you forgot something. And then she'd be like, oh, no, I didn't. I don't need it. And that would be the end of it. That's why a lot of plots of old movies wouldn't work with today's convenience of smartphones and stuff. Yeah, luckily your identity has not been compromised. Aw, it's fine. The whole scene was definitely worth it. Seeing the parkour, seeing the stealthiness. Like a date? So yeah, I'd say it all worked out pretty well in the end. Yeah, I was about to say, the episode's probably gonna end. And why are you still on my lap? I don't even like you, you stupid cat. Oh yeah, today's Pokemon Go Community Day, isn't it? Hopefully I can catch a couple shiny teddy or so, whatever it's called, the little teddy bear Pokemon. I kind of like the placement of the refrigerator in the kitchen. Anya's dance is definitely better than Damien's dance. Oh, that cleavage. Ninja run. Next episode looks like a fun one. Perplexing code. Stop licking my hand. Okay. So, that was the 19th episode of Spy Family. Yeah, definitely a solid episode for sure. Probably one of my favorites of the season so far. Definitely, I would say top 5. Maybe top 3, but I'd have to think about that. So yeah, what was the plot of the first half? Basically, we had this other child, right? And how did he phrase it again? Official agreement will be executed next month on the 10th. Sorry for my condolences. Yeah. They called this translated Shacho as Sir. Shacho is like president, like a president of a company. it's a little bit more clear in Japanese because it's a very specific term, means a very specific thing. In English, sir, just cited as word of respect or whatever. So that was somewhat lost in translation. Maybe I could comment on that while I have the chance. Our business was basically a candle flickering in the wind. I definitely remember that line because it's a very vivid image. What am I gonna tell my son? How am I supposed to tell him? Our Gloomin Pharmaceuticals company will cease to be in less than a month. So yeah, definitely did not give very many details on this, and that's the danger of eavesdropping. You won't get the full story, and then you start running with it like it's like what you heard, how you interpret it is fact, and then you get yourself in all sorts of trouble. And that's what happened in this episode. But yeah, he was the one that hired, well, not the butler herself, but hired the spy, quote unquote, to infiltrate the school, which explains why he was such a terrible spy, because you can't get much on 3 months worth of allowance, even, rich boy allowance. But don't lick my other arm. Anyway, so yeah, amazing spy. So yeah, George was the real focus of this episode, this weird-looking kid, who I'm pretty sure I did not see until now. Maybe he was like a mob character in the background, of one of the classes, or their class. I think they said he was in their class, but anyway, he basically spent the whole episode kind of butthurt about supposedly in Damien's family's company, putting his company out of business. He's got this whole headcanon going where he's gonna be sold into slavery and all that. He definitely got way ahead of himself. He even tried to, in addition to the spy sabotage, he tries to frame Damien here, make him think he gets punched. Okay, enough licking, please get off my lap. Okay. Cats' tongues are just like sandpaper. It's the worst when they lick in the same spot for several licks. Anyway, so luckily Anya came to the rescue to prevent him from getting into too much trouble, right? So just completely thwarted that plan. Yeah, Becky seemed impressed by his actions, and Damien definitely was affected by it for sure. But eventually, this George kid explains the situation, at least as he understands it, which is very, very wrong. But pretty much up at this for the rest of the segment was him sympathy baiting. I don't know what the best way to describe it is. He was going full pity party mode. Woe is me, I'll never get to do this, I'll never get to do that. Just in general, because if you're going to the school, you're already a pretty privileged kid, so it's hard to have much sympathy for you just because you drop in status. I mean, if you really did drop to the point of, being sold into slavery, sure, I'd have a decent amount of sympathy for him, but I knew it was not going to be that bad. At worst, his family would have, a minimum wage job, working at a factory or something. I knew it wasn't going to be, as bad as he was making out to be, so I didn't really feel too bad for him, especially because he just wasn't very likable, very obnoxious, trying to screw over Damien, trying to just make a mess of things, right? And that was before he did all the sympathy baiting, right? So yeah, I can't say I liked him very much as a result of all that, but people were jumping on it, letting him wear the Stella, giving him the food, all the little stupid things he was asking for. And, for that segment, I was starting to get a little bit annoyed because I don't like him. I didn't really want people to indulge him. I didn't think he was worth it. So I kind of had a bit of an irritation meter that was kind of starting to get up there a little bit. Up until the point where Becky started singing. And then it was a very weird thing, because at that point I started to get it. I started to understand where this is going, because the type of comedy this is, not super common that I have seen very much. But once I got to this point, I started to understand it. It started to work for me, right? And eventually we got the big payoff, which is he's fine. His company, is he's not going to be on the streets, not going to be a slave. He's just gonna go to school the next day. The father's not too worried about anything. It's just things are a little bit different now, but not horrible, right? He's still gonna go to school, and it was after everyone gave him all that stuff and sang for him and danced for him. He has to so awkwardly, just with a beet red face, walk to the halls. Oh god, it was so satisfying to watch. It was great. So yeah, once I got to all that, the irritation completely disappeared, and I was able to fully bask in what was one of the best overall scenes in the show so far. It was just so good. But, so yeah, that's basically how my mental process as I was watching it, how that went. But, In the second half, not too much to say about. We get to see Yor being a concerned mother, being all parkour to get Anya her missing gym clothes, I guess it was. But, yeah, she didn't need them. Although I do like the part where they were, like, kind of, like, missing each other. Until, I don't know, it was a fun little cute bit there. But she eventually saw her, eventually figured things out, and then just went on a date with Lloyd to end things off, so. Also, yeah, firing the potted plant back into the sky with the feet. That was so good. Because we saw the setup for it where the plant was clearly not stable and it was going to fall. I thought it was going to fall and almost hit Yor, but she, like, dodged it or hit it or something. Because, yeah, I've definitely seen that sort of thing in anime a lot, where a potted plant or something will fall through the window and almost hit somebody. Usually it'll be like when a character has a really unlucky day, and, you know, they're just trying to, like, write a list of unlucky things that happen to them to prove that point. That's usually where I would see that sort of thing. But I've definitely seen it at least a dozen times. But never quite seen it that way, where it was nowhere near them to begin with, but they launched themselves towards it so they could send it back up into its spot like nothing had ever happened. This was the first time I saw that. That was really impressive. I quite like that. Also, nothing actually came with the animals. I was a little bit surprised about that. Like, I thought it was going to be a stampede again, you know, maybe she would use a distraction to slip in. So, I guess it was just a quick gag about how the animal's still afraid of her, which is understandable. And if that's all it is, that's fine. It's just not what I was expecting. But, yeah, good episode. Definitely enjoyed it. So, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.